mandatory. All of our agents.
Hello, BBC Audience Services, Matthew speaking. How can I help?
Hello, mate. What it is, if there's as a British person, am I legally entitled to ring the BBC programs and radio stations?
Are you entitled to what, sorry?
Legally ring radio stations to talk shows. Am I allowed to ring?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, BBC...
Why you wouldn't?
Yeah, BBC, all of the programs have been nice and even and equal. Now, the BBC Asian network is completely one-sided and biased. Now, for the past year and a half or so, they've become so one-sided. You can't. And another thing is, I've been trying to ring for the past 4 months, and every time I ring, they never answer the call. Now they're avoiding me. And I asked them last time, "Have you banned me?" They said no. So they play this game, this really childish game. I just want to know why BBC are so biased.
Right. Well, I wouldn't be able to answer any questions in relation to the BBC Asian network. I wouldn't really know the reasons for the problems that you're having, but
I'll tell you the problems I was having. I'll tell you what it is. I am totally anti-Islam, but what happens is when I ring in, I've never sworn on the radio or nothing. They get my viewpoints, and years ago they used to have a Muslim caller, and then I used to call in to counter that. Have equal Hindu caller, Muslim caller, Sikh caller. Just to counter everything peacefully, which is the proper way, balanced. Now it's just one-sided nonsense. It's just Muslims only calling or Islamic apologists. It's good to have a balanced opinion. So if somebody calls in, and then it's good to balance that out with another view. But this is just one-sided.
The main reason for your call is...
My main reason for my call is they're avoiding my calls. Now the thing is, I don't really mind them banning me. I mean, they've not admitted it because I've never sworn on the radio. It's always freedom of speech. That's what I thought England is. Unless, are we under another... Is it freedom of speech in England?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So now, if you listen to their show, you will just hear how ridiculous it sounds. And another thing I wanted to ask the BBC is, why are they so pro-Islamic and anti-Hindu? Is it because, are you lot Saudi funded?
No, we're funded by the licence fee.
Yeah. Now, should I pay my licence now?
Sorry?
Do I have to pay my license? Because I always pay every year 147. Why am I paying it if I've got to listen to false news from the BBC, and also if I can't ring in and give my views? Why should I pay it? Do I have to? Is it mandatory if you're not sticking with what you're supposed to stick with?
It would be entirely up to yourself for the television license if you watch.
No. I mean, do I have to pay it if I'm listening to fake BBC news?
I wouldn't be able to answer that, I'm afraid.
An example is, when you got the grooming gangs, and 99% of them all were Muslims, and then you lot say Asians, that's fake and false. So do I have to pay the license because of that, because you're insulting Asians around the world, or do I have to pay and listen to fake news?
Again, I can't answer that, I'm afraid.
It's too...
But I will put across your complaint to the BBC Asian network, and I will word it very strongly.
There was an example of about a month ago. There was Rohingya Muslims who were kicked out in Burma by Buddhists. They were kicked out. I don't know if you heard the story. Now, they did a show on the Asian network, and every single caller was a Muslim. Not one Buddhist to defend it, why it happened or nothing. It was just Muslims only calling. You really need to take note of this. Now, I have listened to other BBC stations. Others are good because you at least get a balanced view. There's nothing wrong with people's views, but legally you must get balanced views. But they're not getting balanced views. They're just getting one. They've hijacked it.
I will take it very serious, and trust me, I have worded it very strongly, and I will get it passed across now. So what happens, it'll be added onto our audience feedback report, and it'll be raised to the attention of the management. I'll get this sent across for you now.
Okay.
Would like to thank you for taking the time to call it this morning.
No, and thank you for being so polite and doing your job.
You have made very interesting points today. I can understand where you're coming from exactly, so I will get this passed across for you now.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for that. Cheers, thank you.
No problem at all. Well, thanks for calling up this morning, and I hope you have a good day then.
Merry Christmas anyway, mate. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
All the best.
We will make America great again.